What's up, everybody, and welcome to the HexxedPhenom Gamescast, the show that brings you the video game news you need to know each and every week. It goes live every Saturday on youtube.com/HexxedPhenom and on podcast services around the globe, now finally including Apple Podcasts. That's right, we are finally out of the dark ages. We are now on all major podcast services around the globe. So guys, please go check us out on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, leave us a good review. Please do all of that. It helps us out a lot.
I'm just glad it's finally up. Finally.
Hell yeah. But with that being said, I'm one of your hosts, Joshua Wojcik, aka HexxedPhenom, and I am joined by the abstract rocker, JP. JP, how you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Well, would be better given the circumstances.
Yeah.
My car. My car got hit. It was like probably like 4:45 in the morning from someone who had a diabetic episode. So my car is probably totaled. But so I've been dealing with insurance stuff all day. So I gotta admit, it's been interesting. That's for sure. I learned about insurance and how all that shit goes. But
yeah,
shit will get solved eventually. It just kind of sucks. And my friend gets married tomorrow, so I'm excited that I'm going there. So we're just kind of just chilling and trying to not overthink anything on this weekend. And of course, Call of Duty Vanguard double XP.
Well, of course, congratulations to the lovely couple, but also when it comes to your car and everything, of course, I'm glad, everyone's okay, Cars are replaceable, people aren't, but the whole situation sucks, but like I said, I'm just glad you guys are okay.
Exactly, right. So it's going. It's just one of those things in life. So I guess we'll see if the car is totally totaled or what. And I guess in that case, I'd have to go find a new car. But yeah, it'll be fun. So we're just kind of, we're living the dream.
Yep. But to try to help, alleviate the stuff that you need to worry about, we're going to try to make this episode short and sweet. So, JP, do you want to talk about what we've been playing, or do you want to just skip over that? Because I'm sure it's mostly the same stuff that we've been saying for the past couple weeks anyways.
Call of Duty Vanguard.
Yep.
I've been looking to play some more stuff like Far Cry, and Vanguard has been on there. It's really just kind of been the same as of late. Just really trying to figure things out. So it's definitely going. What have you been playing? Same old, or anything new?
Vanguard, Forza Horizon 5. I've been trying to branch out to play a couple more things, but Vanguard's been having double XP like every weekend, so I've been trying to grind on that. Forza, I always come back for the weekly resets that they do on Thursdays, and I get all my weekly challenges done. And then the only other thing I can think of is I booted up Spider-Man today for like 20 minutes to check out the new suits. I might do a stream. By the time people see this, it'll probably be today, Saturday. I was thinking about doing a stream kind of showing off like how I use photo mode and kind of how I go through and take screenshots and stuff. I just thought that would be an interesting thing for a stream. So I'm probably going to do that tomorrow or today as you guys see this or hear this. But yeah, other than that, same old.
Oh, yeah.
But let's hop into the news stories. The Game Awards were last night. I'm not really going to read through the articles because I'm not going to lie, there wasn't really a ton of big stuff announced, which, I don't know. The Game Awards, I feel like it's such a weird thing. Because, JP, I don't know if you've watched them recently at all, but like...
In a while, but they usually have the same commonality, and then people think it's fixed and all that stuff.
Well, I don't have a problem with like... My problem is that I think, and I understand it's a hard thing because it's basically, as far as I can tell, it's like one guy basically putting this on by himself. Like, I mean, not entirely by himself, but as far as I know, he's like the head honcho, and like he basically is in charge of like securing all the funding for it and all that stuff. And like he has a team behind him, Jeff Keighley. But
yeah, he was on G4.
Yes. But my thing with it is I feel like for how long the show is, they certainly don't give out as many awards like on the actual stage as I think they should. like last night, I think I was trying to keep count. I think they only gave away like 5 awards on the stage, despite there being, I think, 30 different awards. So the other 25 were like either on the pre-show, or they were just like every like 45 minutes they would just go through a list of like 5. Oh, like, oh, here's the nominees. Oh, the winner is this, and like no fanfare, nothing. Just like, oh, the best family game. Oh, it goes to, I don't remember, whatever it was. It Takes Two. Best racing game is Forza. Best audio is Forza. And it's just like, okay. For it being a 3.5 hour show, you think you'd be able to find a better balance between trailers and advertisements, but also the actual awards, considering it's called the Game Awards. But in terms of big announcements, the only thing that I would consider big news to me is they showed off a CG trailer for the Quantic Dream Star Wars game, which I think we reported on 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Looks good. I mean, it's a CG trailer, so, and reports are that it's still very far away. So, but like other than that, there was advertisements and trailers for games that are already out, or like they showed clips from Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden West, but we've already seen so much of that game, and just stuff like that.
I always wonder with those kind of shows. I mean, I don't know, any kind of award show anymore is just kind of trash. I mean, it just seems like there's something wrong with it, or they don't know what to do exactly with it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Emmys. I mean, that's a pretty good example. Even when they had Rock and Roll at the Golden God Awards, they still couldn't figure that one out. Then you got the Video Game Awards, and well, obviously we know what happened there. So it's strange, and a lot of the shows have problems, like they snub people that deserve more recognition, more time, memorial, like, you know, it's just, I guess it's just the nature of the beast with these kind of things. But yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I can't really speak to, I mean, other award shows probably work similarly, I guess, but I know the way the Game Awards work specifically is there's a panel of like, I think 100 or so different outlets. So like different websites or different just like specific like influencers or media like personnel. They basically get I don't know exactly when, but they get a ballot that's like, oh hey, like these are all the categories, like list the top 3 games that you think should be in this, like nominated for this category, and they go through and then they pick like the top 5 most voted from each of these outlets. And then that becomes the nominations. And then after they have the nominations, those outlets vote again on what the winner is. And I believe for like almost every category, this whole like board of people, their votes count for like 80 or 90% of the vote. And then the fan vote is like 10%. So it's mostly voted on by this panel of people in the games industry. So honestly, like usually the most mainstream thing out of a category is what's going to be the thing that wins, just by the nature of how this thing works. But I mean, selfishly, like I think Ratchet and Clank should have at least won some type of award, which it didn't. And I mean, Spider-Man also got snubbed back in the day, which I'm still pissed about. Spider-Man didn't win any awards in 2018, so it's just like, I don't know, there's definitely always people that get snubbed. But
people always get snubbed in those fucking things. That's why I'm even amazed they even keep doing it as a TV show, like not a digital show or something. But
well, they don't do it on TV anymore. They haven't for a while.
Oh, that's good. Okay, that really fucked a lot of things up.
It used to be on Spike, but it hasn't been on Spike in, God, I don't know, at least 5 years, I would say, maybe even longer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I remember back in the day. Now this is 2006, might I add. So this is 15 years ago. Starting to get the point in my life where I'm dating myself. So 2006 at the Spike Video Game Awards, they were actually showing, like, they showed teasers of Saw 3. They showed the opening trap. Well, they cut it before like the end of the trap, obviously. They had trailers all around it. They had like sneak previews of like certain scenes in the movie. I was like, wow, you know, it's cool. It's totally cool to tune into the Video Game Awards just to see, you know, all these things like Saw and the video games themselves.
They still do all that stuff. Like there was movie trailers for, well, yeah, there was like an extended clip of whatever the new Matrix movie is called, Resurrected or whatever.
Or something. There's that. I think they also made a game for it. I think it's
it's like a next gen like tech demo-y type of thing. Like there is a game aspect to it, but it's just like a free downloadable like maybe like 30-minute demo. I think it's mostly meant to show off Unreal Engine 5 because it's like an Unreal Engine 5 tech demo kind of. But I think it's free on PS5 right now. I don't know if it's on Xbox, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think I might have to download it just to see, just out of curiosity. Be like Keanu Reeves.
I mean, it looks really good, but I mean, it's a tech demo, so you kind of have to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. Like I don't know, but it looks really good.
I might just watch it. I'll definitely tune into it though. Cool.
But yeah, so that's all I really had to say about the Game Awards. I think it was a good show, but I think it was very front heavy with like that Star Wars announcement, and then it very much dragged in the middle, like really, really dragged. And then even towards the end, like a lot of the announcements weren't speaking to me. So even their like big final announcement, I don't even remember what the big final like trailer was, honestly. I do know though, the one cool thing, the like feel good story was that an indie game won Game of the Year, which I think it also did last year. There was an indie game that won Game of the Year. But so that was cool. But it was It Takes Two won Game of the Year, so that was cool. But yeah, let's kind of rapid fire through some of these stories here. The first one is going to be from Ryan Gilliam over at Polygon. Spider-Man No Way Home suits are coming to Insomniac's Spider-Man Remaster. With Spider-Man No Way Home set to hit theaters on December 17th, Insomniac Games is adding some new suits to Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. Peter Parker will be able to don the new black and gold suit, which includes some Doctor Strange-style runes around the hands, and the red, gold, and blue Iron Spider suit seen on the No Way Home poster. These skins will come exclusively to the remastered version of Marvel Spider-Man on December 10th, which is today, as we're recording, just 1 week before the release of No Way Home. Like the Sam Raimi suit and other free updates, it's likely neither of these movie-inspired suits will come with a new suit power, which they don't. It's worth noting that these suits are exclusive to the PS5 version and will not appear in the original version of the game. The only way to get this remaster is to buy Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, which still retails for $69.99 on a PlayStation Store. This is just my own anecdote at the end. If you already have the regular version of Miles Morales, you can upgrade to the Ultimate Edition for $20, I think it is. But
nice. It's not a bad game plan for Sony though, really. And I know people are really like, I've seen people go, why can't I get in a normal game? It's like, because fuck you. That's why. Just get a PS5 or get the edition when you get a PS5. And there you go. We're at the point now where you're starting to see a lot of people be like, okay, PS5 or Xbox Series X, go get on board with that next gen train. And if you can't find them, then hey, you know what's there when you get them. I'm glad we're starting to move forward. I think that's pretty cool that they're doing that for the Spider-Man movie. Definitely a lot of good promotion coming in, and
yeah,
hoping the movie's good. I'm not into any of that stuff, but I do like the games.
See, I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of like, on one hand, I get it, but I do think it's kind of weird that these two suits are exclusive to the remaster. Because originally, the 3 new suits they added last November were originally supposed to be part of just the remaster, which was the Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit, the Arachnid Raider suit, and the, Advanced Armored suit or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Those were supposed to be part of just the remaster, and they got a bunch of backlash, and so they were like, okay, we'll add them to the PS4 game too. This time, it seems like they are like, hey, like, no, these are definitely just for the remaster. And I wonder if that might just be a directive from Sony, like being like, hey, you got to give the remaster something kind of exclusive other than just the performance upgrades. But I don't see how 2 suits are gonna the way I see it is, if someone wants a PS5, they're already trying to buy a PS5. They're already waiting to buy a PS5. It's not like someone's gonna be like standing there being like, oh, I don't know what next gen console I want, man. I don't know. And then they're like, oh my God, 2 new suits for Spider-Man. Well, yeah, that's my decision. I'm getting a PS5. Like, you know what I mean? Like, 2 suits isn't gonna drive anyone to buy a PS5 specifically.
Yeah, exactly right. It's just cool to see there's something for next gen or for that version, all that good stuff. So, I think it's I think it's going to be pretty good. It's cool they have the exclusive stuff just to build the movie.
Yeah. I'm super excited for the movie. Just before we move on, like I'm so fucking hyped for this movie.
Hype.
But next, let's talk about GTA. This time, not about GTA, the Definitive Edition. Funnily enough, we're talking about GTA Online. GTA Online's next update stars Dr. Dre and GTA 5's Franklin. GTA Online will get new music from Dr. Dre. This is from Michael McWhorter over at Polygon. Rockstar Games is bringing a new episode of single-player content to Grand Theft Auto Online next week called The Contract. The new story DLC stars legendary rapper and producer Dr. Dre, alongside GTA 5 characters Franklin Clinton and Lamar Davis on an all-new type of mission, one that helps explain an odd leak from rapper Snoop Dogg about Dre's new music for the Grand Theft Auto franchise.
God, that's whacked, man. If someone told me that, I'd be like, yo, is this like from The Youngin?
It definitely does sound that way. That's because new unreleased Dre music is coming to GTA, and your mission in GTA Online is to recover the smartphone that Dre lost that contains these new tracks.
Oh, God. I hope Snoop Dogg's in the game. That'd be so funny just to see him sitting there going, hey, yo, Dre.
It'd be cool if he was. I mean, I know he's in one of the songs that are in the game, which is why he knew about all this. But I don't know if he's like, you know what I mean? If he's actually has some type of part in the story.
Tell you the truth, like I really honestly hope they keep this whole thing going with the celebrity heist.
It would be cool if like the next
like,
couple of updates are like new missions with maybe even new celebrities or something like that. Like, say we get a whole Snoop Dogg mission set in the future, or I don't know. I'm not super like into the rap game, so I don't know like what hip hop stars would make good, you know, GTA characters, but like Drake or I don't know, Post Malone or just anything like crazy shit like that.
I think anything could happen because it's in LA.
Could you imagine if they get Lindsay Lohan to do one? That'd be fucking crazy, especially after she tried to sue them.
Yeah, there's no way in hell that's gonna happen.
That'd come full circle.
She's a cracked out hoe anyway. Yeah, it's just I think they have a lot of opportunities knowing that it's in LA. I think it'd be cool to see Snoop Dogg in the future, just because, you know, he's appeared in like video games and stuff like that. I mean, who could ever forget him in Call of Duty? Goes, hey yo dog, they capping B.
Hey yo dog, they capping B.
Hey son, they got C. I love it.
Hey player, they capping B.
He's like, all right, dogs, team deathmatch, fire it up. I think it'd be really cool to see Snoop Dogg. I mean, they could probably get a lot of rappers in the game and stuff like that, but it would be cool to see Snoop Dogg at least. Like, I think for next gen, it'd be more optimal to see him pop in. I mean, this was meant to be on next gen till, you know, the pushback, but
Dr. Dre's character model looks really fucking good. I will say that.
Yeah, his character model looks amazing, and I like how they age Chop and Franklin.
Chop looks really fucking old. It kind of made me sad when I looked at him at first. I was like, oh, fuck.
And then there's Lamar. I just like how in the chair that goes, hey, yo, I'm Lamar. He doesn't even have manners. He just comes in, yo, dog, you got to sign me. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah. So I'm excited to play this new thing in GTA. I mean, I'm not even going to give a fuck about it until the next gen version, just because.
Yeah.
The current version of GTA 5 and online it's just so like clunky. You could tell it's on its last leg on these consoles.
100%.
Like you definitely need a boost for the next gen hardware because oh god.
I mean, I haven't played it on a base PS4 in the longest time. I remember even on the PS4 Pro it was abysmal. So I could only imagine what it's like on base PS4 at this point.
Oh, don't worry. If you ever want to see it, brother, you just look through me my way.
I don't think I do, brother. I don't think I want to see that.
I just remember the Waco heist. Oh my god, it was horrendous. I couldn't even take in the heist. I saw a bit of the island, and then next thing I know, everything's de-rendering, detexturizing. Things are popping in. The frame rate's down to like 15 frames a second. There's like a coming at me, and I'm like, I can't see shit. So John had to cover my ass on that one. And then the grand finale, how could I ever forget when we hit the water? Somehow I died and I blacked out. And then I woke up in the water, and I just see John like taking out these helicopters and everything, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. Yeah. So I definitely want to wait till next gen to experience the Dr. Dre thing. Well, he appeared. Dr. Dre was in a previous update, wasn't he? Wasn't he in
Yeah,
the car?
it says in the article he made a cameo during the tuner update.
I was gonna say, okay, I remember. Yeah. I'm not a huge rap guy, hip hop guy, but the classics like Eminem, Drake, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, NWA, all that stuff. Yeah. So I was like, is that Dr. Dre? I think it'd be cool though to see maybe Eminem. How cool would that be? Since they are doing that grand thing at the Super Bowl next year, it would be kind of
That'd
cool
be pretty dope.
Like I could see them all being in Grand Theft Auto for like a next mission thing. That'd be really cool to see.
That'd be really cool.
Dre.
But yeah, just to round it out here, the update will arrive December 15th, and it'll bring an eclectic new radio station from some very special guest hosts. Huge first of their kind updates to existing radio stations, including a ton of new and unreleased exclusive tracks from Dr. Dre and a heavy hitting lineup of artists. GTA Online as part of GTA 5. What? GTA Online is available as part of Grand Theft Auto 5 for PS4, Windows, and PC, and Xbox One, and will launch as a standalone product in 2022. When enhanced versions of GTA 5 come to PS5 and Xbox Series X. And the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions of GTA Online will shut down next week, the day after the contract arrives. So, well, I didn't even realize the servers were still up for that. I thought they got shut down already, but yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, they're ending soon. Well, you think? Honestly, I think that's probably better, though. I mean, that and if you're on a PS3, I mean, come on.
I mean, the PS3, I mean, while the servers were still up, they haven't gotten a new content update since like 2015 or something like that, so...
Yeah, the servers on the PS3 are kind of reminding me how it was when the PS4 version came out. It was very clunky, unresponsive, frame rate dropped, and then PS4 is like injecting new life, and now that's clearly dying with that version. So I wonder if shutting down the servers makes everything better, though, because I mean, it's more servers for everything else now.
I would hope so, but I'm not. They might honestly just move the extra resource space over to the PS5 servers. So it might not really affect the current servers for right now. But that was, we'll see.
I can't wait to boot that up on next gen. Oh.
But JP, the next one is probably the most important news story of this week, and that's that Garfield is coming to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. The well-known Nickelodeon character Garfield the cat. The
lazy cat.
If you think Garfield is all about eating lasagna and napping, you'd be right, but you'd also be missing out on some wild trivia, like the fact that he's technically a Nickelodeon character, and therefore able to appear in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl and kick the shit out of Patrick Star. That's probably the greatest opening paragraph to an article. Can I give a huge shout out to Joshua Rivera at Polygon, because that was a great opening article. Or opening paragraph to the article.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so basically, long story short, the Nick parent company, Viacom, purchased the Garfield company, I guess, in 2019. So now technically he's a Nicktoon, and that's why he's in this game.
I'm just trying to just imagine what he's gonna do, since he's just a lazy cat that likes eating food. What's he gonna do? Make a sandwich and squirt people with mustard? I don't really know what he's gonna do. It should be interesting though.
Well, apparently he will be free to all players on December 9th, which was yesterday. So I haven't seen any gameplay of him, but yeah, I just figured that all of my Garfield loving people would like to know that. I just realized that I must have accidentally closed out one of the articles for what is actually the biggest news story of the week, which was the Xbox Game Pass competitor from PlayStation. We'll have to look for that. But in the meantime, let's talk about something else from PlayStation. Uncharted 4's PlayStation 5 upgrade will arrive in January. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection will also come to PC sometime in 2022. This is by Austin Goslin at Polygon. Nathan Drake is headed into a new generation with the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection early next year. It will release to PlayStation 5 on January 28th, 2022, and Windows PC sometime later next year. And then it goes on to, the generic stuff. The PS5 version will include some impressive graphical improvements, including 3 different graphics modes. Fidelity mode, which lets players play at native 4K at 30 frames a second. Performance mode, which aims for 60 frames per second at a lower resolution. And Performance Plus, which targets 120 frames a second at 1080p. The updated versions will also include near instant load times and will take advantage of the spatial, audio, and haptic feedback from the DualSense controller. The nice thing is sticking to their promise that they made after the whole Horizon Forbidden West fiasco. The upgrade will cost $10, and the nice thing is the upgrade is $10 whether you own Uncharted 4 or Uncharted Lost Legacy. So if you only bought one of them, you can still upgrade to this edition for just $10, which is nice.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, $10 ain't a bad shake at it. Let me look up this here PlayStation thing.
I'm sure people have a problem with it regardless. They're like, $10.
Well, $10.
This is probably the same people.
People were pissed about it. They were like, I have to pay $10 for this. I was like, I don't know, getting pissed about having to pay $10 for like if say like a game that releases at the exact same time on PS4 and PS5, I could see why people would be a little pissed off about having to pay $10. But Uncharted 4 came out in 2015. You really expect to still have a free upgrade for this new version that's coming out, 6 years later, 8 years later?
It's just funny because I think those are the same people that probably pay $20 for Call of Duty skins.
But I mean, I can't say anything because I have spent money on Call of Duty skins. But I'm also not complaining about the $10 upgrade fee. So
I was gonna say, I'm just like, oh god, either that or they probably argue about the damn dollar menu at McDonald's. Oh, why is it $1?
I mean, to be fair, like obviously I would prefer if it was free. Like that'd be cool. But like it's also unrealistic, I think.
Uh-huh. Exactamundo.
Sorry, trying to find this here thing. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's blast through these Activision things, and then we'll end on a positive note with the PlayStation Game Pass thing. So, Activision Blizzard Workers Group announces a strike fund begins unionization effort. This is from Nicole Carpenter at Polygon. A group of Activision Blizzard workers officially announced a strike fund Thursday morning following 2 days of walkouts in the support of quality assurance employees. Also, I don't think we covered it last week on the show because I think it happened after the show, but I won't read an article about it. But long story short, over the weekend, Activision laid off a ton of QA testers at Raven Software, which if you guys don't know is the studio that works primarily on Call of Duty Warzone. And this was after they had promised the QA staff that they would be getting raises soon. So they promised them that they'd be getting raises soon, and then instead laid off, I think it was something like 40% of the QA staff. And that was also after not only promising them raises, but also forcing them to move from California to Wisconsin. So
that's fantastic.
Which
it's crazy.
Yeah. More horrible shit from Activision. I know, what a surprise. But so that's why they did these walkouts, was in support of Raven Software's QA team.
And I thought it's funny how the one guy is like, you guys don't have to unionize. It's like a movie. It really is. I think they should make a show about this one day. I think it'd be really crazy.
Oh, man.
It's just all fucked up. But we always cover it on the podcast. Don't you worry. We got you covered. Got you covered with that news.
But I told you guys a couple different times now that a good place to keep up with some of this stuff is at a better ABK on Twitter, which stands for a better Activision Blizzard King. They tweeted out on December 9th, today the ABK Workers Alliance announces the initiation of its strike. We encourage our peers in the games industry to stand with us in creating lasting change. For those who wish to join in solidarity, please consider donating to our strike fund. So I think the worst part about all this is not only did they promise them raises, not only did they force them to move to Wisconsin, but they are working on Activision's most profitable running game right now, Warzone. and they are the people that are testing it to make sure everything works, GP. And they got fired or laid off 2 days before the release of the brand new Warzone map, which was going to see the biggest influx of Warzone players in months. And now instead of getting to celebrate with their team, they are now laid off right before the holidays.
Yeah, goddamn, it's fucking horrible.
An absolute fucking shit show at this company.
Kind of sounds like a movie you'd see on Lifetime Movie Network or Hallmark, like a Christmas thing that has a tragedy, but then they try to turn it around. Kind of seems exactly like that. It's weird.
Except Activision is claiming they're trying to turn things around, but it doesn't seem like they're actually trying to turn things around. That's the shitty thing about it.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. They're basically like pissing on their backs and saying it's raining. My God, it's raining. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. Like I don't know who's like royally screwing up more right now. If it's Activision or WB. I don't know. It's a hard one. It's two companies that are both completely.
They're both equally as out of touch, I think. I mean, I think Activision takes the cake at this point.
They're full on game developer. WB's just, well, I feel bad for Take-Two Interactive with 2K22. That's gonna come out of the oven. Oh God, that's a topic for another day. But yeah, it's just really weird how they're trying to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna turn a leaf. We're going to force all this. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then it's like, boom, fucking 1,000 people fired just like that. It's, yeah. Oh, and then there was that other guy that, I think it was from like booking.com or I forget what it was. He like fired 900 people on Zoom. That was, that reminded me of that. But
yeah, to be fair, I don't know the exact numbers from this whole Raven Software thing, but I believe what I had read was, there was 20 people laid off from Raven, and Activision put out a statement to press that was basically like, hey, it was so fucking half-assed. It was like, hey, the reason we're laying these 20 people off is because we're making 500 other part-time employees full-time. So we need to, save some money somewhere. And in my brain, I'm like, you are the biggest game publisher in the world, first of all. Second of all, Warzone made like something like 10, okay, maybe not 10. It made like $5 billion last year. So you're telling me that the 500 people that you took from part-time to full-time, you couldn't have made that number 520 people instead of firing 20 people? Like, come the fuck on.
It's just crazy. I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it. It's just, it's fucked. The other thing that I don't really have a news article for, but this was happening earlier this afternoon. But someone from Blizzard, let me see if I can find it on Twitter real quick. I don't want to waste too much time though. But basically, someone from Blizzard was basically sending out emails being like, hey, because there was a union apparently going around Blizzard recently and, getting people to sign up for a union as they should, or as they, have the right to do. And they're basically like, hey, think before you sign that paper. Think about the repercussions. And it's just like, how are you going to sit here and say that? Think about the repercussions. It's like
when
Bobby Deal, or whatever that was name was at the top.
Yeah, like, how are you going to say that when basically, like, his whole thing is like, oh, we're trying our best to fix everything, but if now we have to wait for unions to get involved when we try to solve issues, it's going to make things harder for us to turn things around. And it's like, you're not even trying to turn things around. If you wanted to turn things around, Kodak would have been long fucking gone.
Yep, either that or they would have been at least 3 steps ahead of where they're at now. I just think they're buying time to just bullshit. Right, like, oh, we can't bullshit. Like, what the fuck? What? You guys are bringing legality. What?
So here's the letter from Brian Bulatow. I don't fucking know how to pronounce his name. It says, everyone, At Activision Blizzard, we are working hard to create a more inclusive, supportive, and rewarding environment, and thanks to your input, we are making progress. Yeah, sure. In the past few months, we've announced that we're converting nearly 500 temporary workers to full-time employees at Activision Studios. What they don't mention here in this email is that they just fired 20 of them, but okay. And we have increased wages for a large portion of the temporary workers and added part-time paid time off benefits. We introduced a zero-tolerance harassment policy and waived required arbitration of sexual harassment and discrimination claims. Zero tolerance except for Bobby Kotick, might I add.
Yep.
Let's see, what else? We are dedicating $250 million to accelerate opportunities for diverse talent across the industry. We have more to do, and we believe that direct dialogue between management and employees is essential to the success of Activision Blizzard. As you may have seen yesterday, there was a communication supported by the Communications Workers of America that also asked employees to sign up and submit union authorization cards. I want to be clear about this. The leadership of Activision Blizzard supports your right under the National Labor Relations Act to make your own decision about whether or not to join a union. As you make your decision for your future, we ask not only that you take into consideration the consequences of your signature on the binding legal document presented to you by CWA. Once you sign that document, you have signed over to CWA the exclusive right to represent you for the purpose of collecting bargaining concerning all terms and conditions of employment. That means that your ability to negotiate all of your own working conditions will be turned over to CWA, just as the document says. Achieving our workplace culture aspirations will best occur through active, transparent dialogue between leaders and employees that we can act upon quickly. That is the better path than simply signing an electric form offered to you by the CWA or awaiting the outcome of a legally mandated and regulated bargaining process. I love how he says, well, this is going to affect our ability to act quickly on these problems, as if this sexual harassment hasn't been going on for 15 fucking years. They didn't act that fucking quickly before. What's going to change now?
Exactly right. It's fucked.
It's just another union busting tactic. We've heard about it before. We've covered it on the show here. There was, I don't remember. I think I'm pretty sure we talked about it. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, how they were talking about how they had that new board of people who were responsible for looking after these sexual harassment things, and it was 2 members of the board who are behind Bobby Kotick and being watched upon by Bobby Kotick in this department that is, responsible for these sexual harassment claims. They've done other union busting things in the past where they basically selected their own third-party company to investigate the sexual harassment claims, which are a known union busting company. It's dumb. The whole thing is fucking stupid.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they're going to sign on a union. I mean, how does that exactly work? What if half the studio doesn't want to sign, but more than half are signed on CWA? Does that mean CWA takes over in theory? Or
I honestly don't know how unions work. If anybody watching knows, please let us know in the comments. I have no clue. I think I'm not sure. I think any employee that's represented by a union, I think Activision needs to uphold that. I think. I don't know how that works. I really don't.
Yeah, it's definitely just interesting, I feel for him, but I don't know what the hell is going on with Activision. I'm sure on the next podcast we'll have another update on that.
Well, one last thing, and this is the article you just sent me, and this is just, I don't even know what to fucking think about this.
When I saw it, I was sitting there reading through it. I'm like, oh, this has to be fake. I'm reading through. I'm like, oh god, it's through Twitter and it's people from the company. I'm like, oh shit, this isn't fake. All right, it's fucked though.
So this article is by Michael Gwilliam over at Dexerto. Or I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know if I pronounced the site name right, but you guys can Dexerto, Dexerto. I don't know. Dexerto, I don't know. Nursing Activision Blizzard employees say their breast milk kept getting stolen. Activision Blizzard employees have made fresh claims of more disturbing details that they say went on behind closed doors at the game publisher, including instances of breast milk being stolen. Blizzard has found itself in the midst of lawsuits, scandals, and demands for CEO Bobby Kotick to step down. Most recently, a female employee has claimed that she was demoted for reporting sexual harassment, leading to a Twitch star Pokimane encouraging Twitch streamers to stop playing Blizzard games during their broadcast. Now, employees who were breastfeeding have claimed that their needs were neglected and alleging that they had to put up with unsanitary conditions. So these are tweets from Jessica Gonzalez. I don't know if these are her experiences or if they're just from someone else. Let me open up the Twitter thread real quick. So basically, there was needs that weren't being accommodated. There was a ton of things. The chairs would rock back and forth and could not be locked in position properly, position for oneself to pump. Tables were made of wood and were porous in texture, so even though they were clean, breast milk built up and caked on the tables. It's disgusting. The outlet situation was a fire hazard. Insufficient storage space. There were no locked cubbies for moms to keep their pumps safe.
This sounds like a logistical fucking nightmare working for this company.
Refrigerators had padlocks that were not consistently locked or could be accessed by other employees. No one was keeping up sanitation standards. It did not appear that housekeeping was cleaning these rooms consistently the way the rest of the office was. So it sounds like the way that this is being explained is that they actually did have rooms like set aside for stuff like this, but that they weren't properly sanitized or kept up with or actually made with they clearly didn't talk to a mother who would know what needs to be in these rooms.
Yep. I don't know what the I don't even know what the fuck they dealt with for that many years. Like, just hearing it now is like, oh my god. Like, when they were starting to deal with a lot of this shit, we were all like, yeah, man, sweet, it's a good game, yeah. And behind the scenes, it's just, I don't even fucking know how to describe it, especially with the breast milk thing. I'm like, oh, this has to be fucking fake. And then I started seeing like all the proof and the evidence, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, you guys are really stealing breast milk at a game company? That's
the thing is like the thing that really like makes me feel sick about it is that it's highly likely that this wasn't just someone stealing milk for their baby at home. It was someone who has some type of fetish. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to take it that way, but like with all the shit we hear about this company, I think it's not that much of a leap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So, it's just an ongoing thing with Activision. It seems to be the fucking thing to do, apparently.
But to finish it off, another account from Stephanie Krutzek, I believe. She has a little tweet thread here that says, one day I went to retrieve my pump supply at the end of the day and it was gone. There were no other mothers in the building and very few women at all in either QA or CS at the time. All other items I had seen earlier were still in the fridge. They were dated and labeled. Someone had either taken my bags and tossed them or stolen them for some creepy reason. This is devastating, not just for a creep factor, but because I was already very low on supply, had a baby who wouldn't latch. I was already supplementing and struggling to get milk. So this whole thing is fucked. At this point, just like fucking purge Activision, like just fire everyone. Just fire every fucking buddy. Start new. Follow something different.
Imagine if they had the annual purge and they didn't know it was coming and they locked all the doors and we saw who survived. That would be something. I'm sure Bobby Kotick would be dead before the first hour was through, They'd be like, I know what I must do.
But just that whole thing is fucking horrible, dude.
It's just this is so fucked. Like stealing breast milk. Like oh god, I could really see why they say college frat boy culture, because that sounds like some frat boys would do.
Yeah, because either one, they thought it was funny, or two, they're a bunch of fucking creeps, and I don't know which one's worse. Either way, it's fucked beyond belief. Because you're not just like, playing a joke on a coworker. Like, you're literally stealing food from a baby. Like, that's what you were doing.
It's just
You're literally stealing from a fucking baby.
Yep. They're probably like, yo, Johnny, I bet you can't go in there and scold Ashley's breast milk. I'll give you $100. All right, man, you want to see me drink it? All right, man, I'll give you 50 more. It's just fun.
But, of course, as is the case pretty much here every week on the HexxedPhenom Gamescast, we'll give a good old fuck you to all the horrible people that work at Activision. And we're so sorry. Please stay strong to the many good people that still work at Activision and their sub-studios and whatnot.
Exactly, it's fucking crazy.
And that goes for everything in the games industry, by the way. All the shitty people, fuck you. All of the amazing people that make great games and just want to, have fun and make great games, we love you. And we're sorry you have to deal with stupid ass fucking people like this.
Yep. It's fucking crazy, man. But yeah, I'm sure we'll definitely have more updates as time goes on. Sure, it seems like every podcast we have an update on the Activision case or multiple.
Unfortunately, yeah, it seems like that's the case. But GP, we are going to end on a lighter note this time. We're going to talk about Sony allegedly, or well, I guess not allegedly, this isn't like a court case. Sony reportedly has an Xbox Game Pass competitor coming to PS4 and PS5, new report claims. This is by Michael McWhorter at Polygon. Bloomberg says service, codename Spartacus, might offer PS1, PS2, and PSP games.
PSP? I'm actually looking at this PlayStation Now thing right now. Ironically.
Sony's reportedly planning a new subscription service aimed at competing with Microsoft's popular Xbox Game Pass, according to Bloomberg. Reportedly codenamed Spartacus, the unannounced subscription service could offer access to retro PlayStation games on top of existing PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now benefits. Spartacus would merge two existing services, Bloomberg reports. PlayStation Plus, the subscription that unlocks online multiplayer in many PS4 and PS5 games and offers monthly access to a library of titles. And PlayStation Now, the cloud gaming streaming service that gives subscribers access to PS2, PS3, and PlayStation 4 games on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC. Bloomberg says the new PlayStation subscription would retain the PlayStation Plus branding, would be multi-tiered, and only at the highest level would you be allowed to access the retro PS1, PS2, PS3, and PlayStation portable games. Bloomberg has reached out to Sony for comment on Bloomberg's report and will update when the company responds. They're not going to respond. They're not going to respond.
They're not going to respond.
And if they do respond, their response will be, we don't comment on rumors. That'll be it.
Yep, that's basically it. And I'm excited, though, just to see what's going to happen.
I will say the way this is worded, and they haven't said specifically, but the way it's worded, it definitely makes it sound like we could finally be getting the ability to download PS3 games. And if that's the case, oh my gosh, that would take this service so much further for me, honestly.
It really would. Like, I think I think it's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, because there's so many PS3 games that I haven't played that are on PlayStation Now that I would love to play. But just, even though I have good internet, I'm just like, the idea of streaming it and having to worry about it not looking as good, or there being a slight delay, or if my internet drops a little bit and then it drops down to like 240p and I can't see anything, and then there's a bunch of lag spikes, and I'm just like, I don't want to deal with that. I just want to be able to download the PS3 game and play it the way it's intended to be played.
Yeah, same here, and the PSP thing really has me interested.
That has me interested as well.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool because in total, I probably pay it's probably like $110 a year in terms of PlayStation Now and PlayStation Network subscription. So yeah, if they made a tier and it was like $100 a year for all that, I'd buy it. I feel like it's gonna be something like that for the year, probably $100. Because I mean, the PlayStation Now is $60 for a year. A year subscription is what is it, 50?
60. 60 for PlayStation Plus as well.
So you have that. You have Now.
But if this is phasing out now and kind of combining the two services, I could see it being either cheaper or around the same price of $100 to $120 a year. But if they're going to combine them, I think it makes sense to make them a little cheaper. If them, you know, so
yeah, I think the year subscription for this whole thing is going to be $100.
I don't. Let me see what Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is for a year, because that will give us, I think, a good idea.
Is they're definitely going to cap around that then?
Xbox Game Pass Ultimate 12 months. See, Amazon has it for. Okay, looks like they only have 3-month codes. Okay, well, thanks for letting me down, Amazon. Xbox Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate? Question mark? Why can't it do they not sell it by 12 months anymore? Why is this so hard to find? Shopping. I literally can't find. Maybe they don't sell it by a year anymore.
Well, yeah, I was looking at PlayStation Now, for example, right now, 12 months is $60, 3 months is 25, and 1 is 10. Something tells me when they do this, it's going to be 12 months for $100. Then they're probably going to knock it down to half a year. Half a year would, probably be around $50. If they did 3 months, it'd be down to $24.99, and 1 month, maybe $15. I don't know. It really just depends. But yeah, I think when it does happen, you're going to see $100. Because the cool part is even on PlayStation Now, they even tell you the savings between each one, like 12 months, that's $5 a month. The 3 months, $24.99 deal is $8.33 a month, and obviously 1 month is $10. So I think that's probably where we're going to see it. Something tells me we're going to see it in January. Maybe they'll announce it then just to start the year off with a bang. I don't know how the state of plays go. Maybe they'll have one of those at the end of January. I don't know how the hell they do that, but yeah, I think $100 is probably going to be.
Well, they definitely
subscription to all this.
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to do it, because I don't know if they'll announce it as an event, at like an event or anything. It might just be, especially because if it's meant to launch in spring, it might just be like a PlayStation blog post in like February. Just being like, hey, in April, we're dropping, I don't know what they're going to call it, PlayStation Plus.
I see. The only thing that I have the question is my thing rolls over in January. So what if I pay them $60 and I convert over? Do I save like $40? Because that'd be kind of dumb for me to pay $60 just to upgrade to the.
If I remember correctly, well, obviously, not the exact same, but I believe the way Xbox did it is that people who have existing Xbox Live Gold, you could upgrade it to Game Pass Ultimate for a much cheaper price. It was like
okay.
It was like a couple dollars per month left on your subscription. So I would assume it's probably going to be something like that. So like even out the price.
Yeah. So in theory, if it's $100 and I paid $60, they'd probably cut me a deal for like $40 fucking dollars, or
somewhere around there. Yeah. But
because it's going to be the only rocky part of that launch is for people that renew. Like you already know, there's going to be someone that renews their thing automatically a day before this comes out. So
well, my PlayStation Plus, oddly enough, renews automatically on December 31st. I don't know how that happened. It just happened that way. But yeah, so mine always renews on New Year's Eve.
I'm going to do mine on New Year's just so I can remember, because I know PlayStation Now is on Halloween.
Nice. So. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, there's like a ton of games. I mean, I'm pretty young. I'm 22. I mean, I owned all of the PlayStation consoles, but up until the PS4 was the first one where I actually had like a job and disposable income to buy the games that I wanted. So for the PS4 generation, I would say for the most part, I played just about every game I would want to play on the PS4. There are some things earlier in the generation that I kind of missed, and some things here and there that like I wouldn't pay for necessarily, but I would try out if it's free, like on PlayStation Now or Plus or whatever. But There's a ton of games I know that I missed on PS3, PS2, PS1, PSP.
I know, I'm stoked for
that I would love to go back and try out and for the first time. And I mean, hell, like I'm a newer fan of Ratchet and Clank, but I haven't played any of the PS2 ones. I only played like 2 of the PS3 ones. I started with 2016, the like reboot, whatever, based on the movie. Then I went back and did Ratchet and Clank, was it A Crack in Time and Into the Nexus, and then Rift Apart. So I would love to go back and play those. I mean, I know the Sly trilogy is already on PS Now, but I would love to get back to that. But even like PS2 stuff and PS1 stuff and PSP stuff would be really cool too.
It's about time to get on board with all these older. I just been waiting for PS1 to pop on here, more PS2 games.
Yeah,
and PS3, but I mean PS1 and 2 and P is what I've been waiting to see on here. So I think we're definitely gonna get it. I'm stoked, man.
I think it's one, interesting, and 2, telling that the PlayStation Vita does not seem to be a part of this right now. That, as much as I would like to say it's because PlayStation hates the Vita, I don't think that's actually the case. I think it's more or less to do with them not wanting to worry about having to change the controls of the game, because a lot of those games either use the front touchscreen or the rear touch panel or whatever the hell it was called. So I assume the PlayStation Vita thing is just like, we don't want to have to go back and remap the controls to an actual controller. But
exactly right.
I think I just thought it was interesting that PlayStation Vita is not mentioned at all. Just not even going to touch it.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, wow.
I mean, granted though, like PlayStation Vita, I'm sorry Vita users, but it didn't have that many like crazy great games, and the best ones that it had for the most part were ones you could play elsewhere. So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm ready just to see it finally happen. So hopefully it does happen. I'd like to experience some nostalgia and get more of my money's worth. It's gonna be pretty interesting. But yeah, I guess we'll see where it goes, and yeah, should be quite interesting. I'm looking forward to Spartacus.
I didn't even think about the fact that it's. I don't know. This might be a reach, but I think it is funny that it sounds very similar to Spartan, which is like kind of like Halo. I don't know if that's the reason they called it Spartacus, to like compete with Xbox and compete with Halo, kind of indirectly. I don't know. I didn't think about that until now, but I think that's kind of funny. It might just be a coincidence, though.
Yes, we'll definitely see what happens. Should be interesting. I'm ready.
But guys, let us know if you're excited for the PlayStation version of Xbox Game Pass. Let us know in the comments. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. But until next time, guys, this has been the HexxedPhenom Gamescast, the show that goes live every Saturday on youtube.com/HexxedPhenom. And brings you the video game news you need to know. It's also available on podcast services, like I said at the beginning of the show, now finally including Apple Podcasts. So please, like I said, check us out there. Leave us a good review. Leave us a 5-star review. Leave us something good. A 5-star rating, and leave us a written review, because those are 2 separate things that you can do on Apple Podcasts. Excuse me. But until next time, guys, Phenom,